What's up, Show and Go 2.0? No Lukey, no Ice today, but we got the two Kiwi boys in. Obviously, I'm not quite as important as him, but my name's Jackson Thomas. Welcome back. And we have UFC Flyweight. What are you, ranked 7 now? 7? 5? 7?
Yep, 7, bro. 7.
UFC Flyweight. Jono should know that. Kaikata France. What's up, baby? How are you?
Yeah, I'm good, bro. How you been?
I'm cruising, mate. Twice in 2 days. To what do I owe the pleasure?
I know, mate. You're stalking me or something. I feel like you're just hanging outside the gym right now.
Well, I'm angling for one of those tees, but not going to fucking happen. So
anyway, I'll send you one. What size are you? I'll send you one out.
What do you think I am?
You'd be
Don't
a large.
insult me. Yeah. Oh fuck, I hate you.
Large.
XL, man.
Well, you'd be a large, right?
I'm big rig. G.
These fit baggy. These are AAA, so
okay.
These fit baggy.
All right, yeah, I'm chasing hard. That looks hectic. See, it's mad vintage vibes. Like that's probably why I love it. Thick collar in that looks sick.
Yeah, well, like the guy that I'm doing the collab with, Oni, he owns a shorts brand already.
Yeah.
So he's his partner Ricky. She owns all the superettes.
Yeah, right.
And so it's been kind of nice working with someone that's already in the industry and knows the whereabouts. So I've had this is what I've been doing in the lockdown is something that is out of my normal routine and something that I've always been into, which is clothing. So
yeah, you've always been into your fashion, eh?
Trying to, yeah. Like it's something that I just enjoy, and it's something that I can do after fighting. So just trying to get my foot in the door and behind the scenes of how it all works, and getting samples and then taking it back and being really pretty hands-on with the process, which has been pretty cool to see.
Oh, mate, you're with the right company then, YKTR, boy.
yeah,
cool, bro. Hey, obviously the big news in the last 24 hours, the reason I was yarning to you yesterday was we got the squad, all the boys on the UFC 253. 4 of you fuckers going to be there. Well, yeah, 4 including Jake, yeah? Well, 5 if you're including Jake, Aussie New Zealanders.
Oh, yeah, Aussie New Zealand.
Yeah, and Zach's. First of all, bro, obviously you guys would have known this for a little while, but now that's officially announced that the whole squad's going to be over there doing their thing. How are you feeling, man?
Yeah, it's pretty cool how it's all out in the open now. We don't need to hide and not hide, but
how long are you known for?
About it.
Be honest with me. How long are you known you're going to be doing it?
Well, no, initially we weren't on the same card. I was the only one on by my own.
Yeah.
Everyone was fighting a week before me.
Yeah.
And then somehow Israel's fight got changed, and then Eugene was like, well, we'll put him on the week where Kai is, and then we'll get the rest of the boys on that card as well. So it just made sense logistically for all of us to be on the same card together. So I don't know where it is yet. It could be Dubai, it could be Vegas.
I thought you were full of shit yesterday when you said you didn't know where it was. I thought you were gassing. It literally could be Apex or Fight Island, eh?
Exactly, yeah. So wherever the plane lands, that's where we're fighting. It doesn't really matter. There's no crowds. I guess it's all the same, really. But it'll be cool being over there with the whole entourage, the whole CKB family, and that makes all the difference. Having those comforts of home, and keeps the stress levels down. And you just feel like you're going into sparring.
Yeah, what that is going to be weird. Like obviously, everyone knows Israel with the pink hair and his flashy style and his walkout dances. Israel's an entertainer, but so are you in the way that you fight. Like you feed off the crowd, and when you land that big shot and it roars, I can see it in your eyes. You get that crazy little cut of France fucking serve in a red mist. How's that going to be without the crowd, man?
Nah, well, when Dana White's there as well, and who's going to be watching. This card's going to be massive. There's a light heavyweight title fight that's taken my spot now. I'm not co-main anymore.
I saw that when it got announced. I was like, geez, generous.
But I'll hopefully still on the main card. But a lot of people are going to be watching this. Any fight that has Israel or 2 undefeated fighters, Costa, Dana White is saying this could potentially be a fight of the year. And then having a light heavyweight title fight that doesn't involve John Jones or Daniel Cormier, is definitely one for the books. So I feel like a lot of people are going to be tuning into this fight, and having New Zealand being represented there, 4 of us. Not many sports are on right now, so it's going to get I think a lot of eyes that don't necessarily watch fighting. So we're going to break a few barriers and crack into more mainstream.
Bro, that's it. Like, I mean, obviously the NBA's back now, but like,
Yeah.
a lot of these sports, like I don't know if you've watched any of the baseball, like baseball without fans, it's fucking weird. Like the rugby, the
Yeah.
cricket was fucking bizarre. Rugby's
Yeah.
weird, but for some reason, like fighting and basketball, it almost, it's not better, but like you kind of half don't notice. Like it works, eh? It works without the fans.
Yeah. Exactly. It's the fights make that's the entertainment. That's what's going to sell and get people watching. It's not necessarily the atmosphere that's being created.
Not for like viewers, right?
And
Like if I'm watching it on TV, I don't give a fuck about the crowd. Obviously for you guys, it takes an adjustment. It's different. But you've fought, mate. You've fought on fucking cruise ships in the middle of nowhere and back alleys and fucking South Auckland, mate.
And
You've
Ultimate Fighter as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah, Ultimate Fighter.
In Ultimate Fighter, there's no crowds.
Yeah.
There's no walkout song, So I've done that, and I know what it feels like, and I don't need that to feed off, to get the best out of myself. I can inspiring, there's no crowds, and that's where you have to perform as well. So it'll be a fun experience, especially having so much support in my corner, and knowing that you've got 3 other guys about to do the same thing. But this is where the work's being put in. At the gym right now, we're living here. You see my bed that's all set up just over there, just behind me.
Wow.
It's a proper mattress, which is nice. But I'm in an actual physio room that's not being used right now. So.
How the fuck did you get the room with the view and the rest of them are going Mirai styles in the jiu-jitsu room?
One thing I learned, you always got to be in quick. When Eugene said come before 12, before the lockdown started, I was here an hour early just to make sure I got the good room, because there's 3 physio rooms that aren't being used. And then there's the big MMA room upstairs, which is the Mirai. So I was like, nah, I'm going to put my salt lamp, get my vape, my essence vaporizing machine out, and make myself at home and at least.
What the fuck is that salt lamp? Tell me what that is, because it's doing my head in. It looks like a fucking some genie crystal shit.
It's a crystal. It's a crystal that has a light, pretty much. A night light. It just gives you, I guess, energy that when you're in a testosterone fueled place all the time, you want to be able to
zen out a
detach. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So no, it's a cool atmosphere right now. Everyone's like, it feels like school camp where Eugene's, the teacher, but instead of learning about, outdoors and stuff, we're learning about martial arts, and you actually get to get a lot of reps in, and you can't be late to training because you're living above it. So a lot of guys love to push their extra, the sleep-ins, they'll wait till 5 minutes to go, and Eugene's yelling, got the music blasting, saying, get the fuck up. But it's just a part of it, bro. And it's cool to have everyone here. And then after we all have meals together, crank the barbie, and we've had Avon's, that one of our butchers, drop off a lot of meat for us. So it's cool to have support like that, and just have that kind of brotherhood that we already have at the Strim, and it's just going to make us get closer together and perform better come fight night.
Like people like footy clubs and that, if I'm harping back to rugby league, which is a lot of our audience are rugby league fans, like when footy clubs go away for camps, like those preseason camps, they always say it's like, bro, that's what brought us closer together. I mean, you guys spend fucking 12 hours a day anyway in the gym, but what's it like now, the fact that you can't actually escape the cunts and go to bed, you've got to just go upstairs?
Yeah, there's a few people that snore. I can even hear them, and I'm in the room next door, so I don't know how people are still
name and
not
shame.
killing each other.
Who's the worst, bro? Name and shame.
I won't say names, but there's a few of them that have broken noses.
Yeah.
Their noses are blocked already, so they're the ones you want to try avoid, or at least go on the other side of the room. Shane's got a lot of energy.
And Mirais in your time, you've dealt with snoring and farting on the floor for fucking
exactly. If you see the big uncles or the big kuros, you stay on the opposite side of them. You don't want to be close to them, bro. But a few boys, especially Shane, he's got a kid, so he's happy that he's getting a bit more sleep than usual.
Yeah.
He's got the most energy. In the morning he's the first one up. He's the most keen. But it's cool. It's good energy to have around. And then obviously having Izzy and Brad alongside of us.
Before you finish that interview, you got 10 burpees, cousin.
They're doing this thing where you can't say first names, and if you get caught out, you have to do 10 burpees. But, mate, it's an interview.
And bro, tell us a little bit about, obviously, now that 4 of you are on the card, I mean, training's intense at CKB on the best of days. Have you noticed like any sort of lift in intensity now that it's all out in the open? You boys all know you're working towards that one common goal, or is it a bit of business as usual?
Yeah, no, it definitely is. It's just a lot more detail to what we're doing, very specific, and there's no really catch up. It's just everyone knows what they need to do and what's expected of them. So, that's the good thing about being at such a high level gym. You just know where you kind of fit in, and if you're lacking in some areas, you just look to the guy next to you and you just keep pushing. So it's a good place to be in. Obviously being led by Eugene, one of the best coaches in the world, that makes all the difference. And extensive pad work where you're already game planning on your next opponent, which is half the battle. He watches so much fight footage that it feels like a cheat. It feels like a life hack having him in your corner when he's taking away all their strengths and put it into such basic footwork and pad work that we do.
He's Eugene's a proper fight nerd, eh? Like, for people who don't know, he's a proper geek with the sort of like detail and level that he goes into that film work at.
Yeah, exactly. He's been doing this for the last 20 years, and only being in the UFC, people have recognized this, but he would be doing this regardless if there was cameras around or not. So that makes all the difference.
He probably doesn't like the cameras around. It's not really his his go, is it?
No, he doesn't like to speak, and he'd rather be behind the scenes, and that's just the way he is. So fights his passion, and it's an awesome place to be at City Kickboxing. I've been around the world, trained with so many coaches overseas, and haven't had different teammates, but I've never experienced an atmosphere like we have in New Zealand, and it's pretty cool that it's just in my own backyard. So pretty privileged to be here.
All right, well, let's talk a little bit about whatever the fuck he wants to call himself, raw dog, rough dog. We don't fucking care, mate. We're all with you. So for those, I asked you yesterday, but for those who kind of don't know a lot about your opponent, he's ranked 10, looks like a bit of a jiu-jitsu sort of grappling wizard, beat Tim Elliott. So he's the one who won your season of The Ultimate Fighter, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's obviously something special to him, and the UFC seem pretty high on him, obviously giving him someone ranked as high as you. What do you make of him as a fighter, strengths, weaknesses, and how do you see it playing out?
Yeah, so we got given a few names, but a lot of guys are waiting it out right now. So
because of COVID?
There wasn't many guys to no, for title shots.
Oh, right, yeah.
So people in the top 5 think they're the next guy, so they're kind of waiting it out. They're saying,
Cody says, "Hold my beer."
Well, pretty much, yeah. He's jumped the queue, and then the rest of them, Moreno, Perez, and the Russian Aska, they're all kind of waiting to see who loses, and then they feel like they're going to take their next shot. So I can see where they're coming from, but they didn't leave us many choices to pick from. So we're not going to decline any more fights. We're just going to take what's given on the table, and Raw Dog's the next guy. So
it is Raw Dog. Okay, that's okay. I love Don't Blink, but that's the best nickname in MMA right now.
It's a good nickname, right? But I don't know if he wants to. Yeah, if he's going to live up to this name, because he's a jiu-jitsu wizard. Like, he is slick on the ground, but it's something that we won't be too phased about. We'll be recognized where we're in danger, but it's MMA, it's not jiu-jitsu, so that's the big difference. I feel like Tim Elliott really pushed that pace in that last fight, so that wasn't his true representation of how he usually fights. He's more a counter fighter, and he likes to fight off his back, which is fine with me. We'll take the fight wherever. But yeah, I'm not really going to be too caught up in game plans and all that. We're going to feel it out, and once he feels my pressure and feels my experience, he'll start to second guess himself, and that will be his downfall, where we can just capitalize on that. So yeah, I'm feeling confident for this fight, especially having the caliber of fighters that I'm training with. I see he's training with Alex Perez, which is the number 4 flyweight. At Team Oyama, which is in California. They've got a few good fighters there. Chito, the guy that just beat O'Malley, trains with them. You got a few other good fighters there. So he'll be well rehearsed and well prepared, but I feel like I'm just going to be one step ahead.
Everyone's kind of like, whether it's because it's called City Kickboxing or it's because of you knocking blokes out left, right, and centre. Dan obviously gets into wars. Izzy's the slickest striker. People kind of sleep on. I mean, no one's really tested you guys on the ground yet, but you're pretty comfortable wherever the fight goes, right? You're not just a fucking, stand up and bang sort of kid.
No, we wrestle just as much as we strike here, if not more, because we know people are going to try to take us down, and to defend, you have to learn how to wrestle.
They just haven't been able to do it yet, so.
Yeah, exactly. But if the fight goes to the ground, like, we do this all day. Like, this will be I've had more than 30 professional fights now, so it's nothing that I haven't seen before, and I welcome it. I want to see his best game. I want to see what he has to bring to the table. And after I get through, Brandon and get another win back on a streak, I want to fight the top 5 guys, and I want to fight the best in the world. So we're not in here just to get paid. I'm in here to win titles and to make a legacy for my name. So it's all a part of it, and you got to make statements and take out the best.
I'm with you, bro. Looks hectic. Yeah, I don't know a lot about him, but it always scares me when someone fights down in the rankings. But I back you, kid. No dramas. Look, I'll let you go, but I'll be remiss if I didn't ask you about the main event. Your boy Izzy. I'm not going to give you to give a fight prediction because I'll assume you're probably going to go with Izzy. But how do you see that one playing out? And obviously, it's something we've all been talking about. You guys would have been talking about for a hot minute. It seems like it's been a long time coming. What do you make of the fight?
It does annoy me, seeing all the comments on online about how Izzy ran his last fight, and it takes 2 to tango. When he was fighting Romero, that wasn't a true representation of how he usually fights. And if you see his highlight reel, there's always devastating knockouts. So to think that this fight's going to be any similar to that last fight of his is going to be a crazy war. Costa's going to come forward, block-headed, Juice head, where he's just going to swing, and he's not going to last 5 rounds, let alone 1. I can't see it going out of the second round. And Izzy will just be too sharp, too quick, and he'll put him away. He won't be touching Izzy. I'll put the house on it right now.
Yeah, I don't pretend to know as much about fighting as you, but someone that tight and compact and, bites down and throws wild like that, it seems like the kind of guy Izzy would just surgically fucking pick apart. I hope he does anyway.
Yeah. We've got a lot of guys that can emulate that style at our gym, and, they get put in their place. So, yeah, it's one of these things where you just got to – every fight's different, and you got to approach it differently. But Israel's had, over 100 kickboxing fights now, and, he's 18 or 19-0 for a reason. So I feel like Costa won't be bringing anything new to the table. Yeah, he is bigger. On paper, he does look like the better fighter because he's got muscles, but in fighting it doesn't help you,
No,
fighting isn't designed.
I tell you where it
for
helps
the
him
bigger person.
in the nightclub after the fights, mate. He looks
Exactly.
like $1 million fucking bucks. I think he's got the best record in MMA all time, mate.
Yeah, he's massive. I was sitting next to him at the Whittaker Izzy fight in Melbourne when I was sitting next to Cejudo. And, he's a giant. He looked like he was a heavyweight.
Yeah.
But I heard he takes about 4 months to cut down to middleweight.
Did they put you next to Costa?
Crazy.
Not boys. What's the UFC doing, man?
No, it was Cejudo in between me and Costa.
Oh, thank God. Okay, yeah. I thought they did you dirty there.
No, never. It was an awkward moment because obviously I'm supporting Israel, but he's mates with Cejudo, so I nodded my head, but that's all I'd give him. I'm not here to shake hands with the enemy, and if you're not at the table, mate, you're on the menu.
Awesome, boy. Hey, just lastly, before I let you go, you mentioned before Cody jumping the queue in your division. You've got Raw Dog, Rough Dog, whatever the fuck he wants to call himself first up, but obviously your long-term set goals are set on that title. Cody getting the shot, were you fucked off at all, or you didn't care too much? And second part of that question, how do you think he actually goes in that title fight? There's a lot of weight to cut. He's pretty long, isn't he?
Yeah, he is quite a tall bantamweight, but he does look skinny at the moment, so he might be able to, I don't know how much he's got to cut down to flyweight, but I'm guessing it's more than I would have to cut. So, I don't see it going any better than his bantamweight career, especially cutting that extra weight. That's going to make you more chinny, more susceptible. You're losing water from your brain, which is what makes you more vulnerable to getting clipped and getting hurt. So he's fighting a tough Brazilian. This guy's got heavy hands. He destroyed Benavidez. Destroyed him twice. And I feel like he'll be doing the same to Cody. So I'm not really too pissed off. I know a lot of people are going to be watching this fight just because Cody's such a big name in the UFC. So, if he's the next guy, I would love to fight when he loses and
Well, that's where I was about to go.
take out a former champ. Yeah.
Yeah, all going well. You beat up on this boy. Cody loses the next fight. That could be potentially one in the pipeline for you, right?
That could be my ticket. Exactly. You bypass all the top contenders in the division and take up Cody, and then he could retire and I can get a title shot.
There we go, mate. Hey, bro, listen, I appreciate your time. I appreciate you jumping in between
Awesome,
your Madai fucking yarns over there and showing me the room. So I'll let you go, bro. But all the best, man. I'm going to get my fucking hands on one of those teas and I'll catch up soon, yeah?
Sure, bro. Appreciate your time.
All right, man, later.